Welcome to the tutorial on the ShiftBid application within the ETA Employee Portal. This application is basically used to bid electronically at your upcoming ShiftBid. Normally you'll notice that this button here is grayed out and you can't click it or do anything with it. But not only is it clickable now, but it also comes with the date and time. This is the date and time that this employee is supposed to be bidding electronically. So he's supposed to be bidding on September 15th at 15:40 in the afternoon. Now, in advance of the bid, you can click the button to do a few different things. Not only can you view the schedules, which are located down here, and we'll get to those in a second, but you can also put in preferences or proxy bids for what you would want to bid. But the first thing I want to point out is this top line up here. Next to your name, there's a rank, and this is your rank in the order that you'll be bidding. So this employee right now is the 21st person to be bidding during the shift bid. If you click on the rank, it'll actually give you a list of all the employees that are going to be bidding in the order that they are bidding. Next to that, we have bid effective date. So this tells you when this new bid is going to go into effect. And the last spot here, we have the bid time. Once again, it's showing you September 15th from 15:40 to 15:45. That's what time this employee is supposed to be bidding. Now, in addition to these schedules down here, and there's a lot of schedules, it's all the schedules that you're eligible to be bidding for. You can hover over a particular day if you want to see more information about that day as well. But since there are so many schedules available for viewing, you do have the ability to filter these by certain criteria that you might be interested in. So you can filter it by the type of days off that you're interested in, or a work area that you want to work, or a start time for the shift. So if you want to work only afternoons or mornings, you can move the slider to whatever you're interested in. Also, if your station utilizes rotating day off patterns, they'll be listed here, and you can filter by that specific rotating day off pattern you might be interested in. So for instance, let's say this employee is interested in working in a work area known as ATO only. If you click on ATO, it will filter all these schedules only to show ATO type schedules. Next, we can say that this employee is interested in schedules that might have only Sunday off. If you click on the Sunday, it will further filter to schedules only with a Sunday off. So all these schedules have either Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday off. Then you can also filter further by the start time. So let's say this employee is only interested in afternoon shifts. So if you move the slider over to the noon, it only shows you all the shifts that start at noon or later. So we filtered it by the work area ATO, by schedules that have a Sunday off, and by schedules that start after noon. Now we can go ahead and start putting our preferences in if we're interested in them. So in order to do so, we're going to utilize this box up here and these W's down here under action. Now notice here it says minimum lines 21. This is basically saying that since you're the 21st person to be bidding, you should put in at least 21 preferences in order to get a line that you actually desire. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose our first preference or proxy that we're interested in. And so let's say we're interested in this Saturday, Sunday line right here. If you click on this W, you have a pop-up show up that says as number one, last, above selected, or below selected. We're going to choose that we want to make this our number one choice. So I'm going to click as number one, and up here you'll notice our number one choice is line 21, which is this line right there. Okay. Next, to choose your next line, you can either do one of two things. You could either select your number one choice and click on the W again to get the pop-up, and you can say I want to make this below the selected. Remember, we selected line 21 above, so I'll make that below my selected, and now line number 22 is my next one. Or you can click on the W and click last, and it'll make it your last choice. And so our number 3 choice now will be line 19, and our number 4 choice will be number 20. Okay. Now, there's another way that you can put in your proxies if you're interested in them. Instead of clicking on the W's, you can manually put these in for yourself as well. If you click this edit button right here, it shows you all the preferences that you have put in so far. So we have line 21, line 22, line 19, line 20, and they're all separated by a space. You can literally just type the line numbers that you're interested in, put a space in between them, and you're saving them in that order. If you want to view all your preferences in the order you put them in, you can click on View. And these are all the choices that we have made so far. Okay. If you want to go back to seeing all the schedules, you can go ahead and click Reset, and it goes back to all the schedules once again showing. You can also move preferences if you want by using the up or down arrow. So if I want to make line 22 my first option, I just move it up. You can also delete options by selecting and clicking the red X. So let's look at what happens when the day of bidding approaches and it is time to bid. We've set up all our proxies, but let's see what happens on the day of bidding. So for this employee now, it is time for him or her to bid. If you click on the button once again, it will take you to a very similar screen to what we saw before, except you'll notice one big difference. This box right here is now green and it says bid time left, and it tells you how much time you have left for the bidding process. Now notice that this employee does not have any preferences set up, so they have to go ahead and bid at this time if they want to choose something. In order to select something on bid day itself, all you have to do is choose the line that you're interested in. Once again, you can filter if you wish, but you choose the line that you're interested in and you can click on Select. And it gives you that line that's been awarded. So right there we have line 15 that was awarded to this employee. That is going to be this employee's new line. If you want to change your preference to something else, you can just easily click select on something else before time runs out, and now you have this other line instead. And so you can change your mind as many times as you want, as long as there's still time up here. So what happens if you miss your bid time? Well, let's look at that really quickly. So now we have an employee that is late to their bidding time. If we click on the button here, we'll notice one drastic difference. Instead of select under the action column, we have late bid. So in order to bid here, we have to look first in this box up here. It says select at least 2. It will tell us how many lines we have to select. And normally it will be 2 if it's just the other person that is bidding during their normal time, but if there's other late bidders, there may be more than 2 in here. The reason you have this is because anyone ahead of you has to finish their bidding first, and then it'll give you whatever your second preference is if they took your first one, for instance. So if we look down here, we already have a few lines that are taken. You know they are taken because there's an employee ID in that slot. If you hover over the employee ID, it'll actually give you the name of the person that has that line in there. So in order to do this, basically what we're going to do is we're going to select at least 2 lines that we want to make our lines. So once again, we can filter, say let's say we want something with the Saturday, Sunday off, see if anything's available. We still have things available, so you can choose one of these lines now and make it our number 1 choice. And so in order to do so, it's going to be the same thing as preference bidding. You click on this button here and you set it as your number 1. Then you choose another line that you like and click on that. We'll make that our last choice. And now we have our 2 choices that we have that we need. So then once time runs out, we'll be assigned one of these. So let's see what happens when time starts running out. When we get within 30 seconds of the bid end time, the box here will turn a red color as it is here. And so now, when we have 3 seconds left, we'll find out which bid line that we have been assigned. And so we have been assigned line number 7. Okay, after, whether you're bidding with preference bids or your regular bid time or a late bid, after your line has been assigned, you will receive an email giving you the details of the assignment as well. Thank you. That is the end of the tutorial.